Good morning, neighbors. It is Thursday, March 26th, 2026, and I am your host, Sara, here with you on the Murphy Morning Show, bringing you the latest news, weather, and happenings from right here in Murphy and around our mountain community. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let us get you started with everything you need to know today. Let us begin with local news around Murphy. Cherokee County leaders continue moving forward with the new county government building going up on Hilton Street next to the health department in Murphy, a project meant to bring more offices under one roof and make it easier for folks to access services without bouncing between multiple locations. The site is clearly under construction now, and once finished, it should modernize county operations and free up some of the older buildings around downtown for other future uses that could help revitalize Main Street businesses. Law enforcement news is also in the spotlight this week. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office recently received a donation of several AR-15 style rifles from a local Murphy gun shop, Cherokee Guns, and its owner, Doc Washholes, to help equip deputies. The Sheriff's Office has publicly thanked the business for the support and says the upgraded equipment is part of their ongoing efforts to improve officer safety and readiness when responding to high-risk calls throughout the county. Staying with the Sheriff's Office, officials are still dealing with the ripple effects of leadership changes that began earlier this month after former Sheriff Dustin Smith stepped down and the county moved through a reset in the department's top ranks. Those changes have included reassignment of some duties and a renewed push on training and community outreach after a string of high-profile cases, including a serious dog attack earlier this year that sparked fresh debate about animal control rules and enforcement in Cherokee County. Residents continue to watch how these changes will affect everyday policing and communication with the public. On the infrastructure side, today is a key date for downtown Murphy. The town is accepting sealed construction bids for its USDA-funded downtown water system improvements along Peachtree Street, with the bid deadline set for this afternoon at 2 o'clock local time at town offices. This project is aimed at replacing aging water lines under one of the busiest corridors in Murphy, improving water pressure, reliability, and fire protection for downtown businesses and homes once work begins later this year. Region-wide, folks are still talking about the long tail of last year's storms, and this week the News and Observer out of Raleigh is highlighting how Hurricane Helene damaged historic rail-era attractions more than 100 years after they were built. One story revisits an old man-made geyser, once used to thrill rail passengers in western North Carolina, a reminder of how these mountains have always mixed tourism, engineering, and the power of nature, and how quickly a single storm can erase pieces of that history. Sports and schools bring some brighter news. The Andrews Lady Wildcats basketball team from just over the hill in Andrews wrapped up a strong playoff run this month, giving local fans something to cheer about as winter turned to spring. Their success has been a point of pride, not just for Andrews, but for families all across Cherokee County and neighboring communities who follow high school sports closely and see these teams as a big part of our small-town identity. Finally, on the public safety front across our broader tri-state area, there is still conversation about unusual incidents like the case earlier this month when deputies serving a search warrant at a Murphy area home reportedly found a man hiding inside the chimney. Stories like that bring a little head-shaking humor, but they also underline how unpredictable calls can be for law enforcement and why officers continue asking residents to report suspicious activity through tip lines rather than trying to confront situations themselves. Now let us talk weather for Murphy for the next 3 days. For today, Thursday, expect a pleasant early spring feel around town, with afternoon temperatures topping out in the mid-60s, around 66 degrees, and morning lows in the upper 30s. Skies should be partly cloudy to mostly sunny, with only a slight chance of a brief passing shower, and light winds that will make it feel comfortable if you are out walking downtown or along the Riverwalk this afternoon. On Friday, things cool down a bit behind a weak front, with a high around the upper 50s, near 57 degrees, and a noticeably cooler start in the mid-20s, around 25 degrees early in the morning, so you will want a jacket if you are heading out at sunrise. Skies look mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and the day should be dry, making it a good one to tackle yard work or run errands without worrying about rain. By Saturday, temperatures rebound slightly but stay seasonable, with highs in the low to mid-50s, around 53 degrees, and a chilly morning starting in the mid-20s again. Expect a mix of sun and clouds, with only a small chance of a stray shower in the higher elevations. But overall, it looks like a decent early spring weekend to get outside in layers, especially during the warmer hours in the afternoon. And hey, right here after the weather is the perfect time for a quick favor. If you are enjoying the Murphy Morning Show and find these local updates helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and go ahead and slam that notification bell so you never miss a morning together. If you find value in what we are doing, please share the channel with a friend, neighbor, or family member who might appreciate a little Murphy news with their coffee. And I would love to hear from you, so if you find this channel helpful, please leave a comment and hit that like button to let me know what stories matter most to you. Let us turn to community events coming up in and around Murphy. Downtown Murphy is looking ahead to the Big Murphy Spring Festival, one of the town's largest annual events, which will once again fill the streets with arts and craft vendors, food trucks, children's activities, and live music on the Peachtree Broadband Fiber Festival stage. This all-day festival, typically held on a Saturday in early May, brings thousands of visitors into downtown, and organizers are already lining up artists, food options, and the beer and wine garden, so locals can plan to spend the day browsing, listening to music, and supporting hometown businesses. Before we get to that big weekend, keep an eye on the town's event calendar for smaller gatherings on Main Street, including seasonal shopping days, possible second Saturday-style shop and stroll evenings, and volunteer work days on the Riverwalk as spring temperatures settle in. These are great chances to reconnect with neighbors, support locally owned shops and restaurants, and bring the kids out to enjoy the warmer weather without traveling far from home. Looking just over the line into Blairsville, Georgia, the regional calendar is already filling up for spring and early summer, including a spring downtown market series, and, a little later in April, the Blairsville Music and Seafood Festival. Those events give Murphy folks an easy day trip option for live music, food, and browsing vendors around the Blairsville Square while still getting back home the same day, and they help tie our mountain communities together across the state lines. In the months ahead, festival lovers can also look toward Memorial Day weekend, when downtown Blairsville hosts its Arts, Crafts, and Music Festival, featuring local artisans, live performances, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Many Murphy families like to make a weekend of it, heading over the mountain for one of the days, and then spending the rest of the long weekend at home, so it is not too early to pencil that into your calendar if you enjoy exploring what our neighbors are creating and playing on stage. As always, when you head out to any of these events, give yourself a little extra time for mountain traffic and parking. Keep an eye out for pedestrians crossing near downtown crosswalks, and remember to bring water, sunscreen, and a light jacket, since spring weather can still swing from cool to warm quickly in the valleys and on the ridges. If you are bringing kids or pets, set a simple meetup spot in case you get separated in the crowd, and follow any posted guidelines from organizers so everyone can enjoy a safe, relaxed day. That is going to do it for this Thursday edition of the Murphy Morning Show. Thank you so much for spending part of your morning with me and for caring about what is happening right here in Murphy and our neighboring towns. Remember to subscribe, tap that like button, slam the notification bell, and share the channel with a friend if today's update helped you start your day feeling a little more connected. I am Sara, wishing you a peaceful, productive day ahead, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow morning for more local news, weather, and events from our corner of the mountains.